Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. I'm here with
What's up, guys?
it's E, and we're here. Honestly, I wanted to have like a raw, honest conversation about this topic without us planning anything out. Because actually, this wasn't planned. E and I were watching a video from Ben of the Week of him investigating Looksmax, and we kind of paused it and had discussion along the way. So I'm like, let's just pause for a second, make a video out of this. The first point I want to make about this whole Looksmaxing thing is honestly, I believe that it's really for people who fell through the cracks. And what I mean by that, it's these kids that growing up, they were kind of socially awkward, they were bullied probably, and they felt out of place. And that's why they turned to this because it gave them a sense of value, a sense of belonging. And a lot of them are young. Like I've seen cases and instances of people that are 17, 18, 19 going along with certain surgeries and certain procedures and other certain substances that I'm not going to mention in this video to try to achieve a certain look. This whole thing is not good at all for society because it keeps promoting superficiality. This is what E was saying, and he'll elaborate on that. And it's making people see the outside way more than they should. I should start something called personality or values maxing. And I know some of you guys are going to hear this and be like, personality isn't as important, bro, or like you know how my comments get, guys. I can predict this stuff from a mile away as usual. Think about it, right? One of the guys from the video was saying that, and you guys can even watch it, was saying that he did certain things and he still feels insecure. This whole thing is a band-aid solution to like a bigger problem, because when you feel insecure, there's something deeper going on there. Because you think maybe you'll change one thing, you'll be satisfied. No, likely you'll keep going on and on and on because you'll find other things to get bothered by. And for me, I do get insecure by things. I don't really talk about it much on my channel because it's something I don't really want to talk about. Because sometimes I think if you point at or make people aware of what bothers you, they're gonna use it against you, or they're gonna now they're really gonna notice, right, and bother you about it. And some of you guys are trolls, and some of you guys like to mess with us a lot, so it's like there's no point in seeing that all over the comment sections, you know what I'm saying? Just like picking up how people are, not because I don't have thick skin, but it's just kind of, I want people to focus on the messaging and not just like, oh, everything about me personally to like pick at, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, Looksmaxing in a way I feel like is a cope. Again, they're not dealing with something underlying that needs to be addressed there. And what if you do the whole Looksmaxing thing and you're still not happy, or you still don't get what you want, then what? Right? There's so much more to it. And we're just being honest and raw. There's no script. There's no like, oh, what am I going to say? And oh, I need to go over statistics and psychology. No, we're being raw and honest, even if we're controversial or you guys don't agree. So that's what I'm going to say for now. So E, what do you want to say?
People, or these men specifically, right? Because that's what Looksmaxing. I know women can do it too, but it's mainly men. They were the, quiet, awkward kids who felt like they didn't have a place in society, or they saw their boys or whatever get into relationships while they didn't. They wondered how it would be, and they asked why couldn't they get it, or maybe they were self-aware and they probably thought maybe it was their looks. And I think a lot of men in the look maxing space aren't actually obsessed with breaking cheekbones or getting this jawline. I think that they're grieving quietly, awkwardly, and even as we can see, sometimes angrily, right? Many of these men feel invisible. It's specific in a culture that rewards appearance, your outside appearance, right? They feel replaceable, right? They feel romantically irrelevant because in the dating market, you have to be 6 foot tall, this and that, right? I'll be honest, I won't say most guys, but from videos I've watched about guys in marriages, and a lot of these guys are emotionally illiterate. I mean, I can attest myself, right? I mean, I'm not 100% freaking Albert Einstein when it comes to emotional intelligence, right? But I think it's because no one really taught them that language, and it's very sad. So
yeah, that's a big issue. If I can pause, emotional intelligence. And y'all, it's not a buzzword. I need to make this clear. It's not a buzzword to throw out so people can manipulate you. No, I'll give you guys an example, right?
In fact, if you're emotionally intelligent, you can see through manipulation. That's the funny
That's another thing too. If you're trying to bring up a concern to your significant other, genders aside for a second, your partner is getting defensive or they're getting angry, or they're blaming you rather than hearing how you feel. What's going to happen? Shutting down, disconnection. And then you're going to wonder why is my significant other distancing themselves from me? Why are they losing this kind of attraction or affection to me? That's literally why. Maybe there's a better way to say emotional intelligence that doesn't bother people, but I would say maturity when it comes to the emotions, the feelings, and the intellect, like that kind of maturity. It also is a personality issue with these people. I think maybe people who think it's all
It's
about
just being
look,
self-aware.
self-awareness too. People that go down these rabbit holes of, oh, it's all about looks, honestly, I don't know if they have much personality to them, because personality and uniqueness and being authentic can go a long way. It's not always about how you look. Like, if there's someone that like looks very good according to society, but like they're boring, they don't have a good personality, they don't have anything to talk about, you're gonna get bored, and you want to be intellectually stimulated, right? Again, genders aside for a second, this is not a gender thing, because everybody always tries to make it that. I know that both genders want this kind of stuff, right? They do, because they even say, oh well, the intellect of woman, the intellect of, yeah, like we want it for both. So please don't split the genders up as usual. Just listen to what we're saying. It's not a gender thing, but also it is about the intellect and the maturity and the intelligence. And what I would say to people out there that are thinking or looking into this whole looks maxing thing, please understand there's more to you than how you look. And if somebody's going to treat you better because you look better, like let's say you meet somebody, or you meet a potential partner or even a friend, and all of a sudden they treat you better, they want you back when you look better, they're fake, they're not the right person. A good person for you will stay with you. As with those social experiments where somebody approaches somebody at a mall, and they're just some average person, they get rejected, but then they pull to the side with their expensive car, and then all of a sudden the person has interest in them. It's a similar thing. Don't let that happen, because likely the person could be using you, and they're seeing you in a superficial way because they didn't notice the inside of you. They didn't notice your personality and your values, and they didn't notice the inside of you. So that's what they have to go towards. Screwed up. It's screwed up. And there's more to people than that, and people need to realize that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that this feeds into the whole cycle of what men and women complain about. People in the so-called dating market are not loyal, or they're
Superficial.
not emotionally, superficial, stuff like that, right? When people come across these things, it can make people insecure, especially if like they're very self-aware, right? Think about it. A teenager comes across videos like this, and what they're seeing is models, actors, whatever, and people are comparing them, and they compare themselves, and all this is what this is happening. It's a commodification of human beings. It's almost like looks are becoming currency, and people are products. That's why dating feels like a marketplace, right? Because
Spot on.
when we're just an asset, when human beings are just an object, there's no empathy. Loyalty becomes optional,
Yep.
and your dignity just comes and goes, right? And this is a bigger picture thing, guys. You know what I'm saying? Because a society that prices faces will eventually discount souls,
Exactly.
And, yeah.
And if you get too caught up in how you look, like, you're gonna lose sight of what's even more important, which is your inside, because that's where pride starts, that's where ego happens. You have to remember that. And to address the common criticism, well, I love what E said, first of all. Delicioso, perfect. To address common things people like to say, well, being healthy and having a good body is important. We're not saying being healthy and all that, we're not saying it's not important. We're not saying you're completely wrong. We're just saying you got to look at the inside. A lot of these people that are very, always about the body, the fitness, it doesn't matter gender, some of them are very full of themselves, and they talk down to people. Is that attractive? Is that attractive? Second thing is, because E and I have things a certain way doesn't represent everybody. We're not saying everybody can do this, and we're not saying it's common. Every situation is individual, and every situation has individual specific circumstances that people have gone through. So you're not going to be able to necessarily mimic that. Or if somebody else was in, your shoes, they might not be able to do it. Or if we were in somebody else's shoes, we might not be able to do that either. So it's all case by case basis, but we're sharing positivity, and it's not toxic positivity. It's possible. I'm tired of people thinking we're always just trying to be toxic positive and we're just throwing out lies. It's like, no, if you want to stay in the negative mentality and the doom, then don't be surprised when things turn out a certain way, because that's all you're attracting, right? It's a big mindset issue.
All I know is I'd rather stay positive, or this toxic, obviously not be delusional, right? But then be surrounded by negative. Like, what do you benefit from being negative all the time?
I know, like, it gives you health problems. You get stressed out to the max. It gives you health problems.
Do you toxic positive, or it gives you like hope or a reason to get up again, like at least there's a benefit to it.
I know. And speaking of health problems, these people that do all these things with their face, the looks max, in the future they might have a lot of health complications because they just cared about that. And guys, I know insecurity is not easy. Trust me. Take it from us, insecurity is not easy at all, and it could really eat away at you. But I don't think the solution is to take these things to this extreme and to just see people for how they look all the time. People don't really believe us when we say that we see the soul of the person, and we've never, how do I say this? We've never chosen to be around certain people just because of some superficial trait. I can't think of any time I was in a situation where I was just there because somebody made me look good, like a status thing. No, I can't think of that. You can't either. We create our situations, our reality, and that's all, guys. Again, people might think this is all BS. If you want confirmation bias to be on your side, you're just gonna find the negatives in all the situation and you're gonna shut down everybody else that's trying to help. So that's all for this video. Thanks guys so much for watching, and yeah, let me know what you want to see next. Hopefully this was something for you to think about, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.
I'll be with you.
God be with you.